I always say, I will never let your limitations be my liability. Listen to what I'm saying. I will never let your limitations be my liability. I will not let the pain that you cause me force me to stop living my life. Look, hear me out. I will not let you control my life. I will not let you steal my joy. I will not let another individual, another day tell me what I can and I cannot do. Dictate to me how I should live my life and constrain and leave me bound. I will never let that happen. You know what's funny? Hurt people hurt other people. Let me say that again. Hurt people hurt other people. And if you want to get on with your life, if you want to be somebody, you cannot let those people who hurt you control you. There's a 10-step process for overcoming hurt. Overcoming hurt and pain. You know what hurt really stands for? What it represents? It's hostile. It's unexpected. It's realistic and it's toxic. But see, right now I want to help you to realize the truth. I don't want it to be hostile in your life. I don't want it to literally take over all your emotions without warning. You see, when it's hostile, it literally takes over all your emotions without warning. And then when asked, no one says, I'm glad to be hurt. It feels good to be hurt. It's an awesome day to be hurt. No, it's unexpected. The majority of the time, the person who got hurt never saw it coming. Realistically, no matter what anybody says, the pain is real. It's real to me. It's real to you. No matter what anybody else says, you're going to get over it. The day is going to be another day. You still feel the pain. And because you feel the pain, it becomes toxic. The pain of being hurt can ruin other areas of your life without warning. That were never, ever meant to be impacted, ever in life. You see, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Listen to me. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is always optional. Yeah, there's some facts. I need to help you to realize the truth. You see, the fact is, you got to realize that hurting is normal. You will deal with the hurt one way or another. One day, today, the next day, tomorrow, eventually you're going to have to get over it. You can't pretend you're not hurt. That's silly. Why am I going to pretend somebody, if they left me, if they abused me, if they hit me, if they did something to me that they didn't do it, that it doesn't exist? That's false expectations appearing to be real. Listen, you're going to have to endure it. You may even need somebody to talk to. That's a fact. Your feelings are real because they are real to you. And you know what you're going to have to do? You're really going to have to be staying busy. You're going to have to get your mind off of what you're doing. You see, it may be a time to heal. You can't let the hurt define you. So what is the 10 steps to overcoming hurt, pain? Well, first you have to define your pain. You have to understand what pain you're talking about. There's many times people are dealing with low self-esteem, and it's not really the pain it's all. It's them wanting to stay in that situation, believing that they are not better. The first step toward finding happiness is understanding what type of hurt you're dealing with. And that involves you having an understanding on how you got hurt and why you're hurt in the first place. The second thing is you have to express your pain. Look, there's no guarantee that you'll ever be able to communicate how you feel to the person who hurt you. And there's no guarantee they'll even respond how you want them to respond. You still have to say what you need to say. You have to write it down if you can't say what you need to say. You got to send yourself a letter, and then you got to burn it. You got to get it all out. This will help you understand why you're hurting. And that's what you'll have to do in the future to avoid similar pain. You have to get a blueprint that will work. And then you got to try to stay in the present. You can't keep reliving the past over and over and over. You know that's addictive, right? I mean, how can you ever move on if you're living in the past? And then please stop telling a story. I mean, why tell the story over and over to other people? Getting more people involved. Family members hating the other person. Everybody just hating everybody. And then what happens if you forgive them? You see, no amount of reassurance will ever change what happened. You can't find happiness by holding on to the painful story, trying to take place in it every day, day after day. You can only find happiness when you let it go and make room for something better. You don't need another person's permission to let go. It's up to you. Feel free. And then you're gonna have to forgive yourself. I mean, maybe you didn't do anything wrong. Maybe you just blame yourself, or maybe you played a role in creating the current situation yourself and you back blaming yourself, holding on to it. See, regardless of what happened, you need to realize that what you did is not who you are. What you did is not who you are. And even if you feel regretful, you deserve to start over today. You deserve to have another opportunity without carrying the weight. You deserve a break. You can either punish yourself, submit to misery, or you can forgive yourself, which starts by forgiving others as well, and create the possibility of happiness. It comes down to this: when you decide to dwell or move on, you still made a choice. And the choice is going to be up to you. Next, you got to stop playing the blame game. Look, I get tired of hearing people telling me the same old story over and over. I see them next year. They telling me the same old story over and over. How I got hurt. How they did this to me. How they. But they never, ever mention what I did to get over. How I overcame. What I did to do better. I need to hear some eyes. Stop playing the blame game. And don't let the pain become your identity. If everything you do and all your relationships center around something that hurt you, no wonder you're never gonna get better, and it's gonna make you hard. You're never gonna trust anybody. You're never gonna be ready when that right person comes along, because you're gonna have hate in your heart. You'll never be able to start a new relationship. But if you reconnect with who you are before the pain settles in, and if you focus on things that bring you joy, then you will ultimately be in a situation where you can share that joy with others on how you overcame. You can do it, but you got to believe. We have to choose certain people for support to share that we have overcame. Your test turns into a testimony, and that is when you understand